Hi, how's everybody doing? So good to be back. So good to see you all. I'm excited as always to talk to you tonight about really like just what and why immersing in nature is so amazing. And I mean, I don't need to do this because I know you guys all know it, but part of it was kind of a revelation for me because I do. I mean, going out and being immersed in nature is part of my sanity practice. It's part of what I know as my unique self. I need to get out there. I need the fresh air. I need the sunlight. I need to see and listen to birds. I need to hug trees. Like I need that connection to feel grounded. So I think this was the revelation is the white-throated sparrow. Did you just hear that? How cool was that? That's singing for me. We've been sitting here chatting actually. Oh man, there's just exactly it. So anyhow, focused. So the revelation for me was in my practice, I've always gone outdoors in nature to connect my feet to the earth, to ground, to remind myself that I'm here, that I'm human, that I'm connected. And it was always a grounding practice. And it was also, because when we look out at nature, it sparks a sense of awe. When we see the thousands and thousands of trees laid out in front of us, the abundance of that is breathtaking. When we look at the thousands of shades of green, this was what one of my favorite things of being down in Costa Rica is. There's the sparrow again. We're so lucky. When I was down in Costa Rica, seeing the thousands of shades of green was always something that just totally like blew my mind. There were just so many shades of green. So there's, or up in Alaska, we have a home in Alaska, and just looking at the mountains, like it was just this sense of awe. So this was always what nature was to me, was it's just this reminder of beauty, the reminder of what's there in nature, the reminder that we're surrounded by abundance and the opportunity to ground. However, it's so much, of course it's so much more because it is the universe, it's Earth right there for us. But when we go out in nature, so for example, think of a time where you've gone out into the woods, where you've gone out into nature and you've gone off the path, when you've just, like so childlike, where you just run off into the woods. If you've got kids, you probably do it pretty often. So, I was just thinking of how accurate this truly is for me with my girls. We go up into the woods and you slip on rocks, you slip on a patch of, wet leaves, you fall, you've got to get up. The other day I was hiking and I leaned against a tree and the whole tree fell over. And so you find yourself, you come to a puddle and there's this big puddle in front of you and you've got to figure out how am I going to keep going? So it's not just to go and ground and connect and be in awe. It's a reminder of just our remembrance of how we're innately here to solve problems, how we're innately here to figure out how to get past, to be resilient, that finding answers is within us. So what happens when you get to this big puddle or like a swamp or a lake comes up in front of you? What happens when you're on the trail and all of a sudden you're at a rock face? Where do you go? What do you do? It's in us to have these problems and overcome them. So it's not just grounding, it's not just connecting, it's a reminder of the magnificent creatures, of the intelligence and the awareness and the intuition that we have within us. It's all right there. So very, very cool. And as we're doing this, as we're problem solving, as we're faced with these natural challenges in nature that we stumble upon, the other thing that it's actually like the science behind it is that we're activating those challenges, are activating the autonomic nervous system. And initially, so there's the two structures within the autonomic nervous system. We have the sympathetic and the parasympathetic system. Now, I love this because this relates to yoga and meditation and all of that work that I do and teach. But we do it when we go out into nature and find these problems to overcome also. So it's stimulating those challenges when we hit a roadblock in our adventures outdoors. We are dealing with the autonomic nervous system, and we've got to solve the problem. So we experience that the sympathetic response, kind of the fight or flight of like, or that like that panic moment, like this is a problem. But it teaches us, the more that we interact with nature and the more that we face these challenges and overcome them, it teaches our autonomic nervous system, just like when you practice meditation or practice yoga or practice any of those, flip the switch mind techniques that are always accessible to you also, coming into these mini and sometimes grand challenges out in nature, you get to overcome them. So you're in that panic, that sympathetic stress response, and then you solve it and you overcome it, and your body is starting to go, after so many experiences, I can hit this panic mode, I can hit this problem, I can hit this roadblock, but then I can solve it. So I can tighten up, I can contract, and I can go, oh shoot, this doesn't feel good. Oh, but then that rest and digest mode where the body goes, ooh, I actually figured this all out. It's not really a big deal. This is all going to work out in my favor, because it's always going to work out in your favor. So this was just the bit of revelation that I wanted to share today and talk about. Has anybody else experienced that? Because I know for sure a lot of the time my connection with nature was, oh, I just need to go and connect with nature, go connect with that element of the universe and ground and feel balanced. But that concept of getting outside, going off the beaten track and stumbling into, hey Norm, so good to see you, stumbling into problems along the way, small, medium, or big, while you're out there playing, and practicing that. Like really, you're getting to play with the body, with the science and the nature of the body. So activating the autonomic nervous system, play around with the things that stress us out, the things that might freak us out a little bit, and overcome them. And so this is just another one of those strategies that's accessible to you to start to realize the control that you have over your life, that everything is always there, and that the universe is totally there to work in your favor. So that's just so cool. Thank you so much if you've joined me. I also wanted to mention again that starting on Friday, I'm doing the 5-day reset, and it's very similar strategies. Not strategies, I'm not going to send you out into the woods. You can absolutely do that if you want, and I would recommend it. But during our reset, what I'm going to do is just share 5 really simple techniques. It's going to be a short session, 20 minutes max, and each day I'm going to share a mindfulness strategy. If you find that your brain is sort of these days stuck in doom and gloom, stuck with thinking of the worst case scenario, and it's just little strategies that you're going to practice each day for the 5 days to implement, where you're going to begin to switch the mind from that worst case scenario and begin really living in the best case scenario, and actually not just living in it, but creating more and more of it for you. So cool, and I'm so excited to be offering it. So send me a message, or I will share the link below too if you'd like to join that group. It's a free group, free training that I'm doing for 5 days. Super excited to offer it. I feel like we all need a little bit more of that these days. And if you're hopping on, thank you so much. Thanks, Norm, for being here. For everyone else that hopped on, I really appreciate having you. And go out in nature and think about what little problems can I stumble into and what can I overcome, and look at just how magnificent the body is at overcoming and being resilient and finding solutions, and doing it all from the knowledge and wisdom that is already sitting inside of you. So much love to you guys. I hope that you have a great Tuesday evening. If you are anywhere else in the world, perhaps you're waking up and starting your day. So good morning. Have a beautiful day to you. And I hope I see you guys all tomorrow. Take care. Bye.